Yo, yo, yo.
What's that?
What are you up to, dude?
Nothing. I just been uh watching some Twitch. People playing Apex. New season came out
Yeah. You
uh
still play that game a lot?
yesterday. I didn't play it for a long time, and then I kind of been getting back into it a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been playing as much video games just like in general as I was when I was playing like when I lived in Utah before I moved.
Yeah, I made it like a firm stance today. I was like, I am not getting on Marvel Rivals. I'm not gonna do it to myself.
Why is that?
I
Kills
don't
time,
know.
bro.
Yeah, it just kills time. I just turn into an unproductive individual, and I am trying to be better with my time and do stuff that's gonna ultimately lead me down a better path.
Sweet.
So,
Can you guys hear me real quick? I just gotta check.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Loud and clear.
what they talking about? Ain't talking about nothing. Ain't talking about nothing.
Sweet. I was just making sure because last time I didn't have my mic and I have it kind of more far away, so I just want to make sure. It's loud and clear, Captain.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Sweet.
It's just gonna be us three tonight. It's just the threesome, bro. Uninformed threesome. Let's go. I'm
Bro,
down.
you and Mason have the same facial hair.
It's kind of crazy,
Yeah,
huh?
it grows super long right here.
It is the same shit, bro. I hate you guys. How come you can grow a beard and I can't?
I
I have
never
like
was
this,
able to.
there's like the one spot right here. It literally does not grow any hair. I just cover it up with the rest. It's like comb over.
You do the Donald Trump beard, dude.
Donald, what do you mean?
Oh, there was just always that joke. They were always like, I think he was on what, Jimmy Fallon. He was like, "Can I touch your hair?" He's like, "Yeah." Don't be
What do you mean?
disrespectful. That's what do you mean? What do I mean, dude? It's just a rumor that that he has like balding
He
and
wears like a toupee.
yeah, where's the toupee, bro?
Oh,
Like
yeah, bro, that motherfucker balding.
the fact that we had to explain that to you, bro, like can you lock in? We don't even have to go for a full hour, dude. Like I thought I was so confused that I had to explain that. I was like,
You get a job at McDonald's or what the fuck?
let's talk about the Super Bowl. We'll just get right into the thick of it. Into the
Okay.
thick of it.
The thick of it. Oof.
Okay,
What's up?
so most viewed Super Bowl, and it happened to be an ass beating. So I'm extremely happy about that.
Most viewed Super Bowl. What were the numbers?
Yeah.
I know the halftime show is the most viewed halftime show.
Can
Yeah,
we?
126 million viewers.
All right. I know I'm gonna get it from the Super Bowl, but whatever. But can we talk about that halftime show real
What
quick?
do you want to say about it?
That was probably, and I never watch them. I never watch the halftime shows because typically I'm throwing up somewhere. But well, I have been the last couple of years, but um, this halftime show was spectacular. It was really good, right?
You thought it was spectacular?
I thought that
I
was
thought
the
it
best
was kind of mid, bro.
that was the best
Dude,
halftime show I've seen since Shakira and fucking Jennifer Lopez, and I didn't even watch that one.
Shakira and Jennifer Lopez?
I feel
When
like
did
it was
that
cool,
happen?
but it definitely didn't like cater to most of the NFL audience, I feel like.
Yeah,
But that's most halftime shows though. Like they had like remember when they had like all the rappers from California, like Snoop Dogg and fucking 50 Cent and
that's New York,
who
but
else?
continue.
What?
Said he's from New York, but continue.
It doesn't matter where he's from. The point is that just that market, right? It's not like quite what you would expect from, I don't know, bro. I think it's better. I think it was so much better than watching that fuck face from Maroon 5. What's his name? That guy sucks.
Adam Levine, that
Yo,
guy.
Yeah.
why is he catching strays right now? You don't like Maroon 5?
Bro, I remember watching that Super Bowl. I don't even know what Super Bowl it was, but it was when the Travis Scotts came out, the Mochas. And this motherfucker just takes off his shirt and everyone's just like kind of like, ooh, and I'm just looking around like this is the fucking lamest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, I'm not even gonna
This
lie. I can't remember. I don't remember that Super Bowl. I remember Justin Timberlake did it one year, and that was like
That was a long time ago.
forgettable. But dude, here's what I will say about the Super Bowl or the halftime show. Like, I enjoyed that it was more kid friendly. Like, it wasn't like a bunch of ass shaking and shit like that. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
down with
yeah,
that.
Usher too. Usher was last year.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude. I like Kendrick. I like that he freaking roasted your boy Drake, Drake's bitch ass.
Here,
And
here's the thing. Here's my stance. And like I understand all of the there was like the narrative online. People are like, "Oh, it was quiet." Like I don't think Kendrick's super mainstream. Like the only people who listen to him are like, "Oh, you want to dissect these bars, bro?" Most of the time people are just like, "Turn on something that I can just kind of rock
it's
out to."
because
So,
it's
So like
because
they played that
Kendrick.
one song like with SZA that they play that on the radio. I don't think they play any of his other songs on the radio
I
ever.
think I
this
think the
is it
biggest
though.
song that he had was that song from fucking Black Panther.
That song's kind of I don't know, dude. I mean, yeah, it's big. That's a Marvel song, though. So that thing's just gonna do numbers. Here's the thing that I don't like, because I personally am a huge fan of Schoolboy Q and like the whole crew. So like, why aren't you putting your boys out there? Why aren't you bringing out the guys that like you came up with?
Schoolboy Q's from, isn't he from the East Coast?
Mm-mm. He's part of TDE, like Black Hippie.
Top Dog Entertainment.
You're not gonna bring out any of those guys, Absol, J Rock.
I thought
Come on, dude. J
Maybe
Rock
like
verse
there
would have
was
gone
a
hard out there.
Kendrick
maybe they like wouldn't let him, you know? Like it was a
was with Aftermath.
higher ups decision. Whoever's in control of the narrative didn't want him to bring out his
His
They didn't
crew.
homies.
want they didn't want to bring
Isn't he
out the
with
boys.
Aftermath though?
With who?
And that's with TDE. I'm pretty sure it's like an umbrella. Like TDE is
Um, like Christianity, and you got like Catholicism and Catholics and fucking
yeah,
PP touchers and kind of like that.
pretty much. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You solved it. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was good. I like that I like DNA. I was hoping he would do that song and he did it. So I was like, all right, let's go.
I was a little
And then I was like,
surprised.
let's get back to this ass beating, baby.
Fuck you. I I
I'm over
was a
here
little
hitting the freaking.
I was a little surprised that Serena was over there doing uh what is it?
The Crip
She was
Walk.
doing the Crip walk. Didn't her
Okay.
sister wasn't her sister killed by the Crips?
I don't know. You saw that online
Yeah.
because I saw that
Yeah, I saw
online
that
too.
too.
No,
The
but
only here's the thing
th-
that I don't like about it. It's like, bro, you're still out here pissed off at Drake. Like you really miss this man that much. You're out here like, oh, I'm gonna, and they're like posting it on ESPN. Like ESPNW. Did you know ESPNW was a thing?
what is that?
What's the W?
ESPN Women's. Like. And they're
What?
post like that's not sport. I don't know. That's not sports. That Serena was just mad at her ex, just trying to freaking crip walk on him. Like what? You're going to the next
Um,
level, Holmes.
well, but the thing is, so I knew this a while ago. You remember that the game album, the documentary? This is how we do. Hate it or love it, right? There's a song in there called Dreams, right? And he dedicates that song to their sister.
That song's fire too. Dreams.
Yeah, yeah. So that's I knew that for a while, but I wasn't sure if it was like a specific um gang, but come to find out that it was the blood or the Crips. So I'm like, I feel like that's kind of interesting, you know?
So if that's the case, then she's really missing him. Like what? The Crips killed her sister and she's still out there Crip walking wearing
You know what I
blue?
mean? You see what I mean? Like I feel like
If
that's
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 if
a
that's an actual truth, that's insane.
Maybe she didn't like her sister. She
She set up her sister. She knew that she was going to be competition down the road, and she said,
yeah, I
I'm
don't
really
know.
down to get into all conspiracies, man. I feel like that's the only thing I've been seeing on X and stuff. People
No,
saying that
once
they
once you
added
start
crowd,
clicking on them.
people saying they added crowd noise to the Kendrick Lamar performance on TV. I'm like, okay.
and it's funny
No,
because
because I watched it on TV and there was no noise at all.
yeah,
No,
bro, it was kind of
there's a
quiet.
part at the beginning, where he's
Oh,
like where they introduce him and Kai Cenat went on stream and was just like, "Oh, it was dead quiet during this part. They must have added noise." And I'm just like, "Okay, now you're just a paid person
except
trying
for
to promote
everyone
a
saying
different
A
narrative."
I don't
minor.
know, man. I Kai got some credibility with me because Kamala and them tried to bring him on and they wanted him to like kind of vouch for her and support her and he was like, fuck that, I'm not doing any of that.
Hey, I don't believe any of these mother. I don't care what they say. Show me receipts. You ain't never seen receipts from him about that.
I
So
mean, maybe you're right.
apparently because there was like reports that it was just someone from the party that was part of like her campaign. She may not even have known about it, but I don't
Really?
know.
She had to
I
have,
don't,
right?
either way, I don't believe any of that unless I see the receipts. Give me the receipts.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like it's like these receipts that Doge is producing, apparently.
for what?
About all the money that's being wasted.
Oh, yeah. I read somewhere that they put in almost like $2 million in tax money to make a trans play in Peru.
There was like they were gonna recreate like Sesame Street in Iran or something like that too, was one of the ones I read.
Dude,
Bro, is that
who,
actually real?
yeah,
Because
like
that's so crazy.
who
That's what
does, you
I
know what I
was
mean?
trying to find it. Let me see. There was another one that I was reading. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like some of these sources are kind of wild. It says USAID spent 20 million on Iraqi Sesame Street project. Spending 20
Wow.
million on an Iraqi version, among other projects she described as wasteful and dangerous spending. I saw one that like the National Institute of Health was like cutting the amount that they were granting to institutions for certain expenses. They're cutting it from like 60% to like 15.
What do they even like? What do they even do though? Like, what do they even
I don't know.
use the money for?
I need to listen to, there was like a whole conference with Elon and uh Trump, and they're kind of going over some of the stuff that they were finding. But hey,
Yeah.
man, well, I've been kind of listening to everybody's stance on it because they're saying that Elon has too much power, and it's pretty much just like Trump's ignoring, or they're worried that he's going to ignore some like court order to um I don't know, some of the court orders that are being halted by certain states, and they think that he's just going to proceed doing what he's doing. So
Um, I don't know. I
I'm
think
like, I don't know if you can come to us with receipts and show that there's like a bunch of corruption and that there's like just this insane amount of funding for shit that makes zero sense and go for
Okay,
it.
but even then, right? Even if they find that, I think the more important question is now what are you going to do with those funds that you cut?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with those?
Well, there was something I saw Elon said that they were gonna like give it back to the taxpayers.
I hope they do, bro,
I'm
because
down for
fuck,
that.
man, I'm not getting no tax return this year.
Yeah. I don't know. They're moving so fast. I can't even understand really what is all going on. Um, yeah, I don't know. Did you see the thing that he just came out saying that he had a phone call with Putin? They're going to start
Which,
negotiations to end the war.
Trump did?
well, they
I didn't
already
see that. Was
released
that recent?
some
Was that
Just
American.
like
They
today.
today?
already
Yeah. There's
they already
like
released some American prisoners.
yeah, they released one dude and we ended up giving up some like Russian hacker, super hacker.
So he's back on their side now.
Yeah. That stuff's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of how did we get to this point, you know? My buddy was telling me that Newsom was gonna run for president when the next election.
I want to just like fast forward a year and see what life is like in a year from
Uh,
now.
What if
See if
you
anything's
would
like
you do that?
changed.
Would you do that if that means you lost that year of your life?
Yeah, bro, this year fucking sucks already, so we'll just skip it.
Bro, you're telling me my team just lost the fucking Super Bowl.
They not only lost, they got smashed, dude, in front of 126 million people. It was glorious. I honestly, I
Hey,
couldn't wait for more action. I was like, these Super Bowl ads are lame. Can we get back to the ass beating? Let's go.
you know
Patty
what though? It's
Mahomes back
funny
there running
because I
around like,
had a bunch of people message me and call me and give me shit, but I don't think I'll ever be super bummed out about losing a Super Bowl because growing up, I never thought I'd watch them win one. They were bad, bro. They were bad for a very long time.
Do you think they just like got too cocky or got too in their own heads about winning the three-peat? It's like too much
Travis
pressure.
played like ass, and Patty Cakes, that was the worst game I've ever seen him have, ever. Our offensive line isn't that bad, and I get it. We need new tackles, and we're going to lose the guard there, Trey Smith, and that sucks because he's an all pro. But like our defense, if you think about it, what did they do? They stopped Saquon. They stopped MVP candidate. He had like 70 yards. They stopped him. The defense played great. They couldn't do anything on offense, dude.
I told you,
Except throw pick
people got
sixes.
to their head. They're
Yeah,
not
except
ready.
throw
They're
pick
not ready to
sixes.
be villains, man.
You know, it I was bummed out, but just seeing him win one, I that was probably like one of the happiest moments in my life. I never thought I would watch him win one. So it was cool. And then to go back to back, I mean, hate them or love them, they are a dynasty.
I mean, I guess so. You say?
Yes, bitch, they just won two in a row.
Hmm.
They've been to the last like besides the Bengals and Rams, they've been to every Super Bowl the last what, 6 years?
I'm not really interested in that, bro. I'm interested in the Trump and Elon dynasty. You're gonna have in the
Um,
history books, you know?
it's off to a rough start.
You think it's rough?
I
Is that
mean, like,
what is the word over there where you're at?
well, the one thing that I did know is that he was super stoked on these tariffs, and then they cut it because he made a deal. But the same deal that he made, Biden and Kamala made the same deal with Mexico putting soldiers on the border. It was the same deal.
Who are you hearing this from?
I think I just heard something they were talking about that he's like the tariffs are still kind of like on the back burner, but he's Trump is looking to get more out of it.
And I'm pretty sure he just say that he was gonna add tariffs to steel, like 25% to steel,
Yeah, something like that.
and maybe aluminum.
Where do we import that from?
No idea. See, dude, I can't even tell you. There's way too much that's been going on. So here's another thing that I was just looking at. DOGE subcommittee hearing learned that since 2003, the US has sent out $2.7 trillion in improper payments.
Which, like, what does that even mean?
No
So they're
idea,
just giving people extra money?
apparently. Today's contract update. So this is from the Department of Government Efficiency. 58 cancellations with savings of over 150 million in categories including media, DEI, and consulting. This includes 405,000 at DHS for resilience. So this is quote, resilience, energy, and sustainability management program support services, and 4 million at DOT, so Department of Transportation, probably, for DEIA program and project management support services. I don't know what that means.
Crazy. Wants to get rid of the penny too.
Yeah, dude, I was just looking at that. Did you know it costs us 13.5 cents to make a nickel?
Yeah. Heck, I think it's like 3 cents to make a penny.
3 cents to make a
What?
penny.
And they're
It's
banging
it's
out
like
like
14 cents
millions of
for a
those a day.
quarter. Um, and what's the dime? I think the dime is like 5 cents.
Do we need to go to the Mexico method and start making pesos or what the fuck?
I just don't understand why if we're so set on going to this digital, like digitized financial solution, then what's the point? Like, how often are you carrying around cash, let alone like pennies and stuff?
Yeah, bro.
Never.
Most of the time I drop a penny, I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank God.
Don't have to carry that thing around anymore.
Just to save
Bro,
myself
but
some weight.
if that's the case, right? Like 13 cent, how much is it to make a penny?
Three
Three
cents.
cents.
Yeah, I'd be looking for pennies everywhere. If every penny I exchanged, I got 3 cents and it was just added to my bank account, I'd be fucking scrounging for pennies.
Yet 13 cents for a nickel,
How much for a quarter?
14 cents.
For a quarter? Oh yeah, pennies and nickels is where it's at then.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all good for it. What do you guys think about like this uh people concerned that Trump's just gonna do what he wants to, like, and ignore the courts? Think that is legitimate?
I
He
don't know.
can't.
What happens
It
if you
could
have like mass corruption? If you have like just inability to, because I think like a lot of the states that are trying to stop him are all Democratic, right?
most likely.
Like if you just have mass corruption, like you
Mm,
you almost kind of just have to be like, fuck it, dude. Where's a bucket? But like,
but I think that can go like one of two. I got into an argument with my stepdad the other day. We are talking about they're predicting Mexico is on the rise for being one of the richest countries in the world because of a lot of their minerals with lithium. They have a bunch of minerals, and the United
Is
States
fentanyl a
no longer
mineral?
what
the
minerals?
Fentanyl?
it was fuck. One of them was lithium. The other one was something to it reminded me of a bomb,
Uranium?
uranium, and Mexico's no longer selling them to the United States anymore. They're selling them to China and Russia because they're paying them a lot more. And now they're predicting Jalisco to be the next Silicon Valley because a lot of tech industries are moving out there.
Really?
Hmm.
Where do you read this info? Where do you get this information from?
My stepdad was telling me about it, but that's all he does is watch Mexican news. And he says they're not talking about that here. And I was like, that makes
Yeah, but
sense. And
So what would that mean for the
why
US?
does that matter though? Like, what if Mexico's thriving? Isn't that better for the United States? They're a neighbor.
You would think, but I don't know if they're stoked on the idea of Mexico thriving, where they can kind of, because Mexico's never really been a country that thrives like that. You know, there's still parts of it that are a third world country. So I don't know. I feel like it's mainly good, right, for Mexico, but if they're kind of pissed off about that, then that's obviously another issue.
They're pissed off about Mexico thriving.
But I think they're more pissed off about them doing deals with Russia and China because they're paying them more.
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. But at
But
the
if
end of the
you
day,
ran
we're all partnered up in some way. Like we're all
yeah,
working together to try
but if
and
you ran a country, right? If you had a country and you were rich in minerals or rich in oil or rich in agriculture, whatever it might be, wouldn't you go to the highest bidder for your country and for your people to set yourself up for success in the best possible way?
yeah, but I also think you're going to align yourself with something that's going to like last, and I don't feel like I could be wrong, but I just feel like a communist regime is not something you want to align with or get into cahoots with because they'll eventually weed you out and then you're, you know, stuck dealing with whoever's in control of that. Like, I mean, I guess if that's who you want to get involved with, but I trust like I could be wrong, but I feel like I trust the United States to handle theirs. I at this point I don't really know, dude. I'm like, hey, you do what you got to do
Yeah, I think you should
because
because
you got to partner up with Russia to end this thing. Like, you're gonna have to make some sort of deal. You're gonna lose
yeah,
land if you're Ukraine. Like, you got to just feel like eat that, right? And they're saying that the US is gonna buy like a, or I guess Ukraine's gonna pay the US back with a bunch of minerals that they have.
Ukraine is.
Hmm. In order to pay back for all of the funding and stuff, they're gonna give us, let me look it up just to make sure.
Damn, everybody's just rich in these minerals, bro. Where's our minerals? They're
For
in
real,
North
that's what I'm
Carolina.
thinking too.
It's in our water.
That's why they
It's
sent the tsunami that
got to
way.
get your
The hurricane.
potassium, calcium. Um, yeah, Trump has repeatedly pushed the idea of trading US aid for Ukraine's critical minerals, the equivalent of like 500 billion worth of rare earths, a group of minerals crucial for many high-tech products. So that'd be in exchange for aid. Dang, that's a lot, dude. What did I say? 500 bill? Whee!
That's half a trillion.
That's a lot of batteries.
Yeah.
That's a lot of computer chips.
Yeah, bro. It's kind of crazy how much that shit costs.
Yeah.
But
It's
I don't
all
know.
it's all fascinating. But it's funny,
I
it's like everything's all intertwined. Like we're all like everybody's enemies, but we somehow have to work together to not make sure that we end humanity, you know?
thing
Yeah,
is
it's
I don't think
wild.
a lot of people
Did
want to work together.
did you see that? Did you see what Trump said about the hostages in Gaza?
No. What
So
do you say?
they had like a ceasefire deal in place, and they were doing hostage exchanges, and Hamas said that Israel had like gone against the agreement and weren't going to release the hostages, and Trump just went on TV and was just like, "You got by 12 o'clock on Saturday, and if you don't release the hostages, just let hell break loose. He's pretty much just saying like
Jeez, bro.
Israel, he's like because he thinks that the hostages are not alive. He thinks they're dead. So he's saying if you don't get those guys out of there at 12 o'clock, we're just gonna start coming after you. Just giving Netanyahu the go ahead to eliminate them all, dude. He's putting his foot
Well,
down.
He's going crazy, bro.
12 o'clock when?
On Saturday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's just like in his head every night. He's just like, how do I get the next big headline tomorrow? I need the next one. He's just like, it's a lot, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, right? I mean, but do you think they're alive? You think they're dead?
Mm, they've had him for a long time, man. They might be done.
Did they have like a reason why they didn't want to release him?
They said,
Oh,
I think
they're not here
Israel.
anymore. We released them.
No, they said that Israel had gone against the ceasefire deal that they had in place. I don't know if that meant like that they were like still killing people over there, but I don't know, dude. That's the last thing we need is just the whole Middle East to go into a frenzy.
Yeah, but they've been going into a frenzy for how long though now?
What do they provide to the rest of the world? Do they have minerals?
I mean, Iran supplies a bunch of oil. I think the Middle East is,
Oil.
I mean, I don't really know, dude, but do you see what I think? Did we talk about this? Trump said that, like, if something happened to him, that he's left instructions to, like, completely just obliterate Iran.
Really?
Yeah.
Like his will?
Yeah, he's like I dare he pretty much just was just like I dare you if you come at me I've left instructions and it will be an end for you pretty much, I was just like that's wild.
It's crazy.
Well,
Damn,
he
they
posted
really
a
have.
freaking clip like he
He's just balling
posted
out, bro.
he posted on X and all of his social medias like a clip of like something you would see from a streamer who's in their AC-130, they're about to get their nuke. He posted a clip of them bombing like a bunch of caves in I think Iran.
That's that's so
It was
crazy.
it was just that. It was just like kill streak. Like, yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, some of those TikTok edits go kind of hard. The
What
political one.
TikTok
I don't know.
edits?
I've seen like some Donald Trump edits. I think there was like a JD Vance one.
I don't know what to make of all of it. Honestly, I some of the stuff that I hear, I'm like, man, did we make the wrong decision? Am I uninformed and no pun intended, am I just uninformed on and being taken advantage of? I don't
How
know.
long do you think it'll take for us to start like noticing a difference in like if they're actually saving that much like tax money and going through all these programs and like eliminating the country's debt, do you think we'll notice the effects of that in the next 4 years, the next
Yeah,
year?
I
I
think
feel
you'll
like
see
we
something within the next year.
have to be within the next year, right?
Hmm.
I don't know. I struggle because you have to like look at where things have been at over the last couple years. I feel like COVID was so impactful, and I feel like we're still seeing some of the effects of that just kind of like going away. And as we kind of get back to just like almost like I feel like a 10-year mark, right? We'll have like everything sort of back in order. Because I still like I talk
Yeah,
to a lot of people and they're like, man, I haven't for training, they're like, I haven't really been into the gym since COVID. Like I haven't really found like a routine. Like, dang,
that's crazy.
it's true.
It's crazy how like when something on that scale, like that big, it takes so long for the effects to like trickle down.
Well,
and then you start noticing it.
I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, because you see all of this stuff in my head, I'm like, I start questioning a lot of stuff. I'm like, man, and I don't think being on social media helps because you get just a lot of the stuff that I think is supposed to trigger you. But you just start questioning so much stuff. And when you had like, remember, they were like 14 days. All it's going to be is 14 days. And that sh turned into like months, right? And you had your kids home and you kind of seen like the effects that it had on them. Well, for me, I see the effects that it had sort of on my kids and their education. And you're like, frick, man. Like that, I feel like it had like a huge impact on people's head. And I really don't
Definitely.
think you'll see the impacts of it for and like we still got to get data on it and all that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that's kind of
we
crazy.
shift everything to you. You know, you can stay at home and freaking get something straight to your house, or you don't even have to go into a store. You can just order, pick up, have it taken to your car. Like you don't even have to really engage with people.
It's
Yeah,
true. And I feel like that's becoming more of a thing too. Like businesses are integrating that, like self-checkouts and more like self-service type stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, even then, we were at the store the other day, and I was like, "Should we wait in line?" Or Chelsea was like, "It feels like it's weird to just have people do it for you, and you could just do it yourself." And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess so. That's what they get paid to do, though, right? Like,
Like they have self-checkout now at the gas station, like at the Maverick. And I'm like, the guy's like standing 2 feet away from me behind the counter, and I'm like,
thanks for coming in. You want a bag? And it's like the bag's just sitting there already set up, and you're like, well, like, I guess I'll just set it in
I
myself.
mean, I always say thank you, even though they don't do anything. It's like, thanks for being
Asking
here, I
for a
guess.
tip, asking for a tip on the drive-through is crazy, bro. Like, huh? Huh?
Bro,
they do
everybody
that.
asks for tips nowadays.
There's tips everywhere.
I'm surprised the doctor's offices probably don't have freaking tips.
Yeah, it's like motherfucker, you're making 250,000 a year.
Hmm. Yeah, I
No
don't
way.
know,
You
man.
I don't really tip anywhere unless I'm actually at a restaurant. And like I tip good at restaurants because I know servers make nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really.
especially,
I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, especially at restaurants in Idaho, they don't even make that much.
I think they make like $2 an hour, right? Something like that.
Yeah, nothing
$2
crazy.
an hour?
Yeah, that's how it was in Utah. Or the base pay was like $2 an hour, and then the rest of your pay is just whatever you get in tips.
No shot, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of brutal.
I couldn't be
Which
in that
I
line of
feel like
business.
I don't know. I feel like the industry needs a change. Like I think restaurants should start paying their servers a fair wage, and like they shouldn't have to rely on tips. But I feel like a tip should be like a bonus, like if they're a good server, you know.
Yeah, you have some sort of like merit-based program, maybe. Maybe you have like a leave a rating for this person, and at the end of the shift, whatever rating they had, they get paid a certain percentage one based on like a certain bucket that they fall in or something. That'd be a good
Yeah,
idea,
that'd be good. That would be good incentive too to actually like do a good job, you know.
Well,
And
right?
I
like they'd have to come up with a good number though, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you get 20 bucks extra on top of your $2.50.
Well, you just do a percentage based on like you do like the first bucket is like, you know, 50% of what what your tips are and then or not even 50%, but like 35 and then if you got 2 stars average, you get like 50%. 3 stars you get 60, you know, something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but then it
I don't
also
know the numbers behind it,
depends.
Eddie. It's the idea.
It also still kind of depends on how much they're tipping though, because if they're tipping like shit and you're only getting like even if you got 5 stars and you're only getting like, you know, 80% of that. You're still getting 80% of a shitty tip.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They would have to do like a base pay. Like you would get paid like $15 an hour
Yeah. In
and then get your
Seattle,
tips
my
still.
buddy just started a new job and she makes $20 an hour plus tips. And she works
At
at
a
Din Tai
restaurant?
Fung. Yeah, Din Tai Fung, which is kind of a bougie or Asian restaurant. So, broke people aren't going there typically.
Yeah, but I feel like it should be like, should that be a government thing? That should just be a business that sh decides like, hey, this is how we're gonna pay our employees.
Yeah, but businesses,
I
they're
feel like
not
the
going,
government would have to step in and
or at
make
least
it
the
like a law
state.
that you have to pay servers a certain amount, you know? Like they should at least get minimum wage.
But if you
Yeah,
had like a restaurant who decided to change it and then everyone was like, "Oh shit, like that model makes sense." Like you could just do that by changing the market itself for as an employer.
Yeah, but other people will be greedy too. Like, I don't want to pay my servers,
Yeah,
you
that's why
know?
you gotta have somebody who is not greedy.
it's hard to find that now.
Somebody who's a trendsetter, you know,
You
not
know what's
somebody like
trendy?
Eddie.
You know what's trendy? Making money.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're gonna
that's
be
the
like,
problem.
fuck
That's
that.
why we have this problem with the government is every single person compromised by money. Maybe it's just
Fucking
about the good of the people, Eddie.
got some double agents. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think you're right.
Or maybe it's about being him. Do unto others as you want done to you or something like that, you know?
The
I
golden
think you
rule.
hit it. I think you hit it.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
Think we ended there, a little 45-minute session. Did we cover everything? I mean, we covered the
Yeah.
Chiefs getting smacked. We didn't talk about Kelce retiring though. I saw that he's leaving it in the air.
If he did, I wouldn't be super upset about it. I think he's great. I love him. I watched him get drafted. I watched him play like almost every single game he ever played, but he definitely doesn't look like the same player, you know.
And they're gonna lose what's his face, Tony, because he's out here strangling people.
Tony, he hasn't played for him.
Oh, he doesn't play for him anymore.
No, Rice, he's going to get suspended because of that car accident. Um, but receiver though, right? We got Rice. Once he comes back, Worthy. I will say this, dude. Worthy grew up in front of my eyes that game. He was the only guy who was balling out on offense.
But that doesn't say a lot because nobody was balling out. So
But he had a great game. He had 100 yards, caught a deep ball.
he caught garbage touchdowns, bro. Like the game was over at that point. You really, come on. Don't do
Yeah,
this. Let's not end like this.
but again, right? He's still a rookie. You got nothing to play for. Like
You bore
I
me.
was I was always kind of skeptical because it just gave me more like Mecole Hardman vibes. But I think him and Rice will be a good combo. And then hopefully they can keep Hopkins too.
I guess so,
Even though he
man.
had a horrible drop. But
Yeah, that honestly could have changed the game.
yeah, bro, that was fucking 3rd and 12, and he fucking caught a first down and had plenty of room to run. And he's fucking tripping all over himself like a baby giraffe.
They could have scored there. It would have been 7-24. They would have got the ball back. Start of half. 14-24 possibly. Who
Yeah,
knows? I
shoulda,
guess we'll
coulda, woulda.
know. They shit the bed.
It is
Makes me
what
so
it
happy, bro. I can listen to Taylor Swift now and not
is.
feel guilty about enjoying it.
Everyone was like hating on the fans for booing her.
Bro, my cousin was talking a little bit about that. She was saying that I'm glad they lost because it was a statement against the man, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, because the quarterback for the Eagles is black, and I'm like, Patrick
What?
Mahomes. Yeah, I was like, Patrick Mahomes is black, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't. What do you?
Oh my gosh, dude. There's
You
no
got to get off
shot.
of that fucking TikTok, bro.
Yo, that's the craziest thing that I've ever heard, bro.
And then it was like, well, you look at the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar making the statement, and I'm like, but the halftime show and the actual game are two separate entities. These are grown men playing for a championship in one of the hardest leagues to win a championship. You really think the halftime show had anything to do with the overall outcome? I'm like, that's cool that he made a statement, but what does it have to do with the football game?
Am I the only one that's out on the statement that was made? What happened? I saw some report that said there's like some surprise that he was gonna have, and what was the surprise? Samuel L. or Serena?
I
I don't
was
really
more
know.
surprised about Serena.
I didn't even see her out there the first time. I had to go on X and see everybody saying shit about her, and I'm like, oh, Serena was out there?
I never would have recognized her if even if I did see it. It's like
Like, oh,
not a tennis fan.
go back to SZA, bro. Come on. Wait, so can we talk about this Like, her mic was definitely off for the first song, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, it looked like she was lip syncing for sure.
She sounded good during the Black Panther one, but the first one sounded just like the record, which is a fire record too. Mm, mm.
Yeah, I don't know her enough to tell you.
But there's just like it didn't sound like she was like winded at all, you know? How performers get when they're actually singing live. You can kind of tell when they're like breathing and getting tired or getting tired and like trying to sing at the same time.
Yeah, Usher
There
was
was like
sweating up a
zero
storm,
of that.
man.
Yeah.
Also,
Usher's kind of
also like
so here's my take on it. Also like I feel like it's hard when you have somebody like Kendrick Lamar who's not necessarily like a legend, right? Like he's still in the prime of his career. So when he comes on, he's not like a Prince or somebody who's already been established and has like these hits that have been out for years and decades even, right? Like I don't know. I feel like it's hard. Like you're not really setting him up. I I could be off on that, but it's like
What
completely
was
shifted from what it was.
I feel like how did he become the one that was chosen for the show?
It
they
definitely happened because of the Drake beef.
You think so?
I feel like it had to have.
I feel like it had to have too.
I feel like it was probably like all planned, and he was just like, "Hey, I got this record, and I'm gonna start this." Maybe he's that diabolical, and he planned it all out. And he's just like, "I'm gonna have this Super Bowl record,
I mean, to be fair though, he did
put it
win.
out."
That was like the album of the year, song of the year, fucking, so it would be a pretty easy choice if I was running the show.
I was reading or I was
It's all
listening to
paid
this
for,
guy
bro. It's
talking
all part of
about
the
a
plan.
conspiracy that was talking about how the music industry does not like Drake because he has too much influence and too much power. So they like got Kendrick involved to bring him down.
Yo, see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm saying that so like what, because apparently they're all saying that it started from the first person shooter song with Drake and J. Cole. But like that record was out for such a long time. And then all of a sudden he comes out with the future record and starts the beef up. And then all of a sudden he has an album, and then all of a sudden he has all these Grammys, all of a sudden he has all the Super Bowl, and it's like, what? All of this happened as just this one record and this one song. It's not
Yeah, I
lining
mean,
up.
maybe they weren't selling enough bell bottoms too, and
I don't
that's
know,
why he
man.
had.
I
He
feel like
might
the
be
music
in,
industry
bro.
is shady as fuck.
Yeah, because he's definitely going to bring bell bottoms back. They probably weren't selling enough, so
But then I've been listening to the album also, and I'm like, this kind of bangs, bro. It does. It really does.
I haven't listened to the Kendrick album at all.
But so does the
me.
Weeknd's album.
I was listening to the Mac Miller album.
Oh, see, I need to listen to that. Actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. I need to get that before I go on my run tomorrow.
Wait a minute, but he came out with a new album?
It was like a posthumous album. Is that how you say it? Posthumous? I don't know.
Hmm.
He wrote it, I think it said something in between two of his albums and it was never like released. So they just
Hmm.
released it like a couple months ago, I think.
Like Juice World.
Yeah.
The Juice World thing that they did in Fortnite is pretty dope too. That music video they made. I
I
like
don't know
that.
Man,
about
that
that.
guy, he had a huge influence.
Oh
He
yeah,
did.
my son loves some Juice World.
Yeah,
That
it's kind
It
Lucid
of
all
Dream
cool.
started
song.
with that Lucid Dream song.
My son loves that song.
I don't think I've heard it.
I still see your shadows in my room.
You've never heard that song?
Oh
Can't
yeah,
You've
yeah,
heard
take
you've
yeah.
heard
back the
that song.
love that I gave you. Yeah, you've
Yeah,
heard that song, bro.
never mind. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, dude, I like the Weeknd album. I told Jake that that Timeless song slaps so hard that my dead grandma came down from the heavens and tapped me on the earth, on the shoulder and said, "Hey, that shit slaps, bro." That's how hard it slaps.
I'll check it out.
Like, what is I think it's
Apparently
called
he's changing his name,
The
or he's
Who?
not gonna
Weekend?
go by the Weekend anymore.
I heard he's gay.
I don't know,
Hey,
dude. He's
might
like
be. I mean,
he's
the lyrics that sings about like fucking girls and shit, it doesn't seem like he's gay, but it could be a cover. You know?
he's one of those diabolical ones too. Like like I feel like he's had his whole discography and everything planned out for years. Because this is like this album is supposed to be a continuation of the last album and the one before that, right? Because he's doing
Yeah,
them
it's
in
kind of
like
like another
three.
trilogy type thing.
So he's gonna change his persona to something else.
I don't know. I
Yeah, I
thought
don't
that
know.
stuff that he did with it was kind of cool to see that he did that stuff with Daft Punk, and that song was a
The
banger. And
Starboy song.
yeah, the Starboy song and Daft Punk, they've been around for a while and then just want to collab with them. I thought that was pretty cool.
That other song that they have together is a banger.
Yeah, they have two.
What's
What is
the
it
other one?
called? It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't see it.
Do you remember
Oh,
when we
I
went to his
feel
show in Seattle?
yeah. That show was wild.
I heard it was.
That
That's
was
what
like before
Jake
he
was
really
saying.
like blew up too,
That was his
because it was kind of a
first
small
US
venue.
show. That was his first US performance. And it was like right off of
The
the
Kissland
Kissland
album,
album.
bro. I like that album a lot, actually.
I feel like Eddie would like that album. It's like he was like inspired when he was in Tokyo or
I'm not
somewhere in
sure.
Asia.
Hmm, I'll have to check it out.
That concert was wild though.
I heard it was nothing but Asian girls. That sounds awesome.
It was like a bunch of softcore porn in the
Well, it was in
playing
Seattle,
behind
so
him.
Right up my alley.
Yeah, you would have got down with it.
All right. I
All
gotta
right. Yeah, let's get out of here. The threesome is fun. And is this back-to-back weeks?
we
Consistency.
gotta we gotta do every week.
did we do it
We
last
did
week?
it. We did last week, I think, right? Because I said I wanted to come back after the Chiefs got smoked.
I told you I'd be here
True.
regardless.
That was only a
I
week
don't
ago, bro. Why does that feel like I was so long ago?
Rob would say, I
Yeah,
don't want to be on here if they win.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's only been a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This year's
Yeah,
been, I don't know. It's been a tough one already, huh?
telling me
I gotta find something to do with my time, bro. Just being a fucking bum.
it's all good,
Yeah.
baby. I've been enjoying making these Pokemon videos. It's just hard to come across the product.
Have you been getting a like good amount of views and stuff
I have 60 subscribers.
on YouTube? Is that the only one you post on? It's on YouTube.
Hmm.
You can't get TikTok.
I
Oh,
can't get
true.
TikTok. Hmm.
That's
You
so
could do
funny.
Instagram though.
I don't want to do Instagram. I try to avoid anything that like I don't know.
I
I
feel like
probably just
YouTube's probably better for that anyways, for Pokemon stuff,
yeah. And
for
then this
sure.
new set, they got some new sets coming out this spring, so it should be pretty exciting. A lot more of what I collect and it's gonna be dope. I'm hoping to snag some, but it's been a bitch, dude. It's been tough.
Hey, you'll have to let me know if there's ever any like specific ones you need. I can keep an eye out here.
I'll let you know. I'll
I
let you
don't pay
know. But
attention to that stuff, dude. Like, where do
usually
you
bigger
even get the
market.
news for
I
this?
don't, I feel like I don't want to get involved because I'll just start getting in too deep and blowing all my money on it.
Well, there's good money to be made. I'm definitely up for sure. You can be up just by pulling one or two cards and then getting them graded.
Wow.
Sounds like a slippery slope.
Plug your
Yeah.
YouTube, bro. What's your YouTube channel?
Bartolo Sancho, follow me.
Can you spell that for the people? Bartolo?
Bartolo Sancho. You already know.
Yeah. Yeah, go hit up his YouTube. Also, go follow us on X. I believe our handle is at uninformed and it's 4MED. So UNI 4MED. Try and post different news articles and stuff that I see. Dude, there was another plane crash in Arizona.
Another one?
Motley Crue, apparently a guy from Motley Crue owns the plane. One person died.
Was it him?
I don't know. I have to check the news, but if I find it, I will post it on our page and then you can see clips of us as well. We'll see some of the just the three of us this next week, bro. Let's go.
It's the
Keep them
first.
rolling. Keep them rolling.
All right. We're out of here, people. Everybody like and subscribe the video. Tell your friends to come and watch us, your family. And we'll see you all next week.
Don't hop on any airplanes.
Yeah,
Later.
for real, dude.
Peace.
Stay away from those fights. Peace.